Loners Stay Together, an original mystery by Robert Napier, Chapter 8. I sprawled out on the couch in my Metallica t-shirt. I didn't bring any pajamas. I knew it was morning because I had to roll over to hide from the sun. It was working okay until somebody knocked on the door, hard. Involuntarily awake, I forgot where I was and sort of shouted, "What?" Like I was talking to Brian or, I don't know, because when I sat up, the sun hit me right in the fucking eyes. Shit. Bam, bam, bam. Another series of unnecessarily loud knocks. A man's voice spoke through the thin door. Kind of like, Miss Loner. Shit, I can't do accents. It was a deep voice, slightly nasally, confident and condescending. I shouted back, "Nope." After a beat, the voice condescended. "Are you sleeping? God, what are you, my mom?" "I wish to speak to you, Miss Loner, about the other night." I stumble to the door and open it, but just a crack. I see this 30-something brick shithouse with slicked back hair and fancy suit. Honestly, not what I was expecting. For some reason, I tried to be funny. "Whatever I told you, I didn't mean it, okay? I have like one drink and..." He stared at me unresponsively. "It was a joke. I don't usually drink, but you said..." "Never mind." "We've never met," he clarified, probably assuming the worst about me. "No, like we... as if I might actually have gotten drunk last night and done stuff with some... Never mind. I spent all night on the computer. What are you doing here?" "I'm here to hire you, on behalf." He didn't say on whose behalf, and I didn't know if this was a language barrier or if he was trying to hire me anonymously or what. "I'm booked," I said as I consulted the microwave clock. "Shit, you weren't kidding, Mom. Have you got a job that'll pay you redacted amount per day?" I snorted, but he looked pretty serious. I opened the door a little more, asking, "Do I get breakfast?" Now I got a good look at him, and he was damn good looking, and like super fancy. "Bruh, brunch?" He didn't answer right away, and I noticed his eyes scanning over my body. I was maybe flattered and a little flustered by the deliberate gaze, but then I remembered I was in my underwear and my .45 Anaconda was about to fall out. Better put some clothes on, Loner. Once I had my pants and holster on, he introduced himself as Ciro, a security consultant for numerous wealthy and anonymous private citizens from here to Chicago. After a brief standoff, I agreed to ride in his sleek silver sedan. He held open the rear door like a gentleman, while I let myself into the front passenger seat. We drove downtown. The car had all the latest cushies and pushies, heated leather seats and built-in tablet, etc. It's fancy. Now I don't make a habit of getting into cars with strange men, but this was an exception. He was handsome and offered me stuff I wanted. Between mouthfuls of breakfast brunch burrito and an energy drink, I asked, "Whose car?" Ciro ignored the chewed tortilla spewing out of my mouth and kept his eyes on the road. "It's mine." I laughed, as if I couldn't see the calloused knuckles through his sissy-ass driving gloves. It was like, I don't know, something incongruous. I give him a nice fat bullshit. He smirked like he couldn't believe that I didn't believe him. "Just bought." "Huh, you've never owned a car that wasn't fuel-injected and candy apple red." Ciro still didn't look at me, but his eyebrow rose. I laughed louder. I always forget that knowing things I wasn't told is usually perceived as mockery. "You think you're the first primate to put on pinstripes?" After a satisfying bite, I take it too far. "I bet you wreck whatever you get your hands on." This time he did look sharply at me, which I guess is what I wanted, but suddenly I'm very warm, and I feel my cheeks turn candy apple red. Since I'm basically a gremlin in a human suit, I don't know what to do with these feelings, so I obnoxiously throw myself over the seat to look in the back, where I probably should have been in the first place. I pull open the ashtray and say, "Be careful who you buy shit from." Somebody's been smoking the reefer in here. I pinch out some buds. "Organic?" "You don't look like a stoner. So what gives?" Ciro laughed. "You could almost pass for cop, Ms. Loner." I flopped my butt back into the passenger seat and he loosens up a bit. I work for the best doctor in the state. Dr. Nathan Rithvik? Ciro couldn't suppress a frown. You know him. Don't sound so surprised. Best doctor in the state? Pfft. I spew burrito. Like that means anything around here. I didn't mention that I just learned that from Roman's computer last night. Ciro was stern and perhaps defensive, my fault. You like to play games. Only when I can cheat. So Rithvik's supposed to be some kind of miracle worker? No miracles. He's strictly a scientist. There's no such thing as miracles. Scientists do for real. How do you say, the hard way? We turn into a driveway about 8 miles from downtown, grassy and quiet. A cemetery. The sun beats down on a pristine panorama of deciduous trees and white marble memorials. Ciro leads me to a pavilion where he sits down. Anyone famous buried here? Probably not. I stuck my hands in my pockets and rocked on my heels. Not the worst first date I've been on. Kinky, I like it. I winked, embarrassing him. And myself. I like the dead. I'm sure they enjoy the company. Are you a medium? He gave me an inquisitive look. Religious? Medium? Mediocre, you mean? No, I don't need a savior. My eyes are on the grave rose now, or rather on the girl in a white hoodie and sunglasses standing in a strip of cool shadows. Who's the girl? Ciro didn't look as she waved to me. Dr. Rithvik's next book. I go out to meet the hoodie between the graves. When she pushes back her hood, I recognize her from the diner. I'm not sure what's going on. I look back at Ciro, who seemed to be snoozing on the bench but glanced at us protectively. What's this about? I demanded. She hesitated, bit her lip, and sort of hopped nervously. I want you to help me. Help my friends. Who are you? You look like the Unabomber. She doesn't get the reference. My name is Ramsey Ramirez. You can call me Ramy. I live with Dr. Rithvik. Who are your friends? Ramy surveyed the cemetery. I know we're in some kind of danger, and it's something to do with Professor Loner's murder. Did Dr. Rithvik know my brother? Yes, I think... They weren't close, but they saw each other sometimes. I think Rithvik believes all that stuff about the experiments. I didn't know anything about any experiments, but I didn't let her know I didn't know just yet. You don't believe all that stuff? She grimaced and picked at her expensive manicure. I think we make our own choices. So what's the connection with my brother? Ramy sensed I was hiding something and decided she should be more cautious. She was immature and inexperienced, but adapting quickly. I don't exactly know. Dr. Rithvik doesn't like to talk about it. Why not? She took off her sunglasses. Her eyes were sorrowful but direct. He's a complex man. And you don't know him as well as you thought? Ramy took a step back. We're not intimate. Okay, what does that mean? I'm not sleeping with him, but you're worried about him. We wouldn't be talking if I wasn't. Dr. Rithvik is one of the most remarkable men alive. I demurred. That was a bold claim from a Midwestern teenage cashier, and the way she said alive didn't suit me at all. You don't believe me? I shrugged. He's a brain surgeon, not a rocket scientist. Ramy stared at me. She was 0 for 3 on my jokes. I actually don't know what kind of doctor he is, but I liked some of his videos. Maybe you're right. He could be doing a lot more, but people get distracted, lost, even great people. Nobody's that great. Ramy laughed lightly, not because she finally got any of my jokes, but because she was anxious. Will you take the job, Ms. Loner? Ms. Loner, you sound like Deputy Dillon, and you've already got a bodyguard. I nod towards Ciro. That's not what I'm asking for. I want somebody to find out what your brother was working on, and stop what happened to him from happening to us. Hold on. Who exactly is us? Come to the party with me at Dr. Rithvik's house. I want you to see him with an audience. They love him. Do you? The question catches Raimi off guard. He's my doctor, Ms. Loner. Will you come? Sure, that sounds so fun. Raimi made a cautious little smile before putting up her hood and heading down the path. Hey, I said. You can call me Cassie. I wanted to knock her on her ass and get some real information out of her. But the FBI says that's not how investigations work. Meh, she seemed innocent enough. Besides, that would probably get me uninvited to the shindig, and I needed to talk to this wonder doctor. I scratched some burrito off my shirt and remembered I was still stuck with 0. Hey, primate, I shouted. Where'd you get them fancy duds? I wish I could say there was this really cute montage of me trying on elegant gowns, going from grunge to princess to sleek black dress that's just ever too short for my long-toned legs. And Ciro would peek at me between the dressing room curtains, and we'd bond as I tried to balance on stilettos and fell into his strong arms. But he took me to an outlet mall where I bought the first thing in my size that wasn't heinous. And I did almost fall, but it was in my own shoes on deceptively flat ground, and he only caught me with his evaluating eyes. He dropped me off at Roman's to plan and change, with a promise to pick me up that evening. To be honest, I wasn't paying any attention to him. My face was buried in my phone, fretting over missed calls and text messages from Mom, Dad, Grandma, Uncle Steve, Bank, Second Bank, Groundskeeper Harvey, and Brian. Christ, I don't know what to say to any of them. No, I don't know when's the funeral. No, I don't know what happened. I don't know how I'm feeling. I don't need support right now. No, I'm not going to therapy. No, I haven't caught the son of a bitch who killed my brother. Leave me the fuck alone. Ciro might have said goodbye. He might have said, Cassandra Loner, I've fallen madly in love with you, just as you fell on that completely level and the unimpeding surface earlier today. And I want to make sweet but passionate love to you until all your dreams come true. But I missed it because Brian was calling again, and I was distracted when I climbed out of the silver sedan and onto Roman's porch. I could just picture my ex sitting in his lumber mining office eating complimentary gourmet pizza on his 4-hour lunch break. You're not listening to me, he whines, as I try to squeeze my perfectly proportioned ass into the weirdly shaped dress I bought too hastily. The case is not closed, Cass. Rupert turned himself in, told the detectives what he saw. But you? Brian's voice sinks to a whisper, probably afraid his bubbly new bimbo girlfriend will find out he used to date a psycho. You killed our last client. You need to get your perfectly proportioned ass back home. I'm taking artistic license, remember? Nah, I'm on sabbatical. Brian sighed. You never took a fucking break in your life, Cass. What's going on? You can talk to me. And that really pisses me off. Oh, can I? I got to go. I'm late. I'm going out. Call me tomorrow. Yeah, I'll try, but eat a bag of dicks, Brian. Yeah, you're being avoidant. Again, call me. I told you I'm taking a vacation. One question. Huh? Are you seeing someone? And there's the real reason he called. I can't help but smile at myself and I forget to answer. You're hiding from... Boop. I tossed the phone and peeked at myself in the mirror, just to make sure I got all the tags and zippers. I blew hair out of my face and the hot mess in the mirror rolled her eyes at me.
Hello, listener. My name is Robert Napier. I just wanted to say thank you for your support. If you enjoy this content or have suggestions on how to improve on it, please leave a like or comment. It would mean a lot, and I'd really appreciate it. Consider subscribing so you never miss an episode. Thank you.